right?
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. WAN Show.
Yeah.
Woo!
Awesome.
Yeah, part 3. WAN Show part 3. So we've got a
Whoa.
bunch of great topics for you guys today. What are we starting out with? We're starting out with a broken Twitch page on your laptop.
We're starting out with FCC approves net neutrality rules and broadband is now a utility. And also Leonard Nimoy has passed away at 83.
Intel is planning to drop silicon after 10 nanometer, so looking into some other novel approaches to making microprocessors more powerful and more efficient. And YouTube, 1 billion viewers, excuse me, more than 1 billion views. We're talking like just sigh on just one video. So more than 1 billion viewers, no profit. So we'll talk about that a fair bit. So let's jump right into the intro, and then there it is.
Hooray.
See, that usually is critical. Wow, that's awful. Can we fire whoever did this? Oh yeah, you're going to PAX, hey?
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty excited for that.
Yeah, PAX East. This is your second year at PAX East?
Yep.
Sweet.
I've heard of a few actually interesting videos that should be coming from there already, which is exciting. It's nice knowing that there will be anything at a show before I go to the show. That's
Sometimes
always
we
a scary thing. Yeah, it's like, all right, we got to get content from this. Sounds like nothing is being announced here. Okay, cool. All right, that sounds like fun. Although sometimes you get really good videos that way as well. So I don't know.
Apparently, the intro has no audio for these guys. I don't know what the deal is with that.
That was the same as last week.
It's working for us, so that's why I didn't know that there's no sound in the intro. That's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Well, we'll figure that out. Because yeah, I can hear it, and usually when I can't hear it, you guys can't hear it, and when I can, then you guys can too. So there's that. Yeah. Oh, the sponsor shoutouts for the intro. So, haha. Well, of course, there's PAX East. So PAX East, we're going to be powered by HyperX down there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time HyperX sponsored us to go to PAX East.
Nope.
Also, Massdrop and XSplit powering the show today. So why don't we jump right into our first topic here? The FCC approves net neutrality rules, reclassifies broadband as a utility, and then there are some other net neutrality updates and FCC rulings from the hearings. So Tom Wheeler, chairman of the FCC, or FCC chairman, excuse me, says the internet is simply too important to allow broadband providers to be the ones making the rules. The new rules largely resemble the open internet rules that Obama laid out 3 months ago. And allegedly, up until last week, there was language in the FCC proposal that could unintentionally allow internet service providers to charge for sending content to consumers. So they've gone ahead and, patched up some of those little holes in what's going on.
I think Google and a few other companies kind of jumped in there and were like, maybe change some things, because giant loopholes. There's some questioning here. As we talked about on the WAN Show before, actually, it's kind of weird that Tom Wheeler flipped as much as he did. He was fairly adamant before about this not really being a thing, and now he's like, rah, this is definitely a thing, which is just weird.
Like weekly progress,
yeah.
which is when has the FCC ever moved that fast?
Yeah. Which, like, hopefully it's all genuine and awesome, and I would love to believe that it is. But it makes me wary that there's something in there that no one's really seen yet that allows them to do something that we don't want them to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of it's not like there aren't plenty of things the FCC has done in the past that have been somewhat questionable. I mean, the whole Nipplegate thing I was reading one article that brought that up as, do we really want these guys in charge of regulating really much of anything, based on that, we were dealing with fallout from that, years later from that legendary Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
Although not quite as legendary as Left and Right Shark or that dress that's been making the rounds on the internet. I couldn't even believe how much every single feed that people have into me was exploding with asking me what color. And
I actually thought it was a joke. I thought someone was trolling me.
So I looked it up. Do you look it up?
I had it sent to me. And I was like, I had it sent to me from my girlfriend, so I thought it was an actual question. And, like, she was shopping for the dress. So I answered as if it was an actual question. And then, like, minutes later, got bombarded by everyone else and was like, what the heck? And then I thought it was just an elaborate troll from her. And then realized that eventually, no, this was, like, definitely a giant internet thing. And was like, wow.
The funny thing about it is that image is not any more exceptional than any other of the images out there where if you look at a white background, it's X color, and if you look at a dark background, then it's Y color.
It's actually, in my opinion, less exceptional than a lot of them.
Yeah, like some of them are, like, really, like, mind-screwy, like, awesome.
Yeah. That one is like, no, it was taken under odd light.
Anyway, so Tom Wheeler, right, another quote from him. So no one, whether government or corporate, should control access to the open internet. There is no more a plan to regulate the internet than the First Amendment is a plan to regulate free speech. Some people call this a secret plan to regulate the internet. That's nonsense. That's a quote from him.
And that makes me even more scared. Whenever anyone, like, points out, like, oh, this is definitely not a secret plan. Just like,
well, the thing, though, is that that's been about the only sort of somewhat valid-sounding criticism that anti-net neutrality supporters have been able to throw at them. Like, oh, well, there's this document that is, like, really big, and I wish I could tell you guys what's in it, because it's, like, really bad. And, it's, like, super bad, but, whatever. I guess you could just go with the flow here.
Which is so sketchy. Verizon is apparently salty as hell, and Verizon's like trying to throw back as much as they can. But at this point,
changing a platform that has been so successful should be done, if at all, only after careful policy analysis, full transparency, and by the legislature, which is constitutionally charged with determining policy. I mean, a big part of the problem, though, is that American policymakers, government officials are literally just signing letters that are written by ISPs.
Yeah.
So
it's like no point in them actually existing anymore.
Yeah. All right, NVIDIA's CEO and President on the GTX 970, and I promise this is the last time we're going to discuss the GTX 970 on this show. We never said who posted the last thing. I got all thrown off by problems. So that was posted by Victoria's Secret. Did you post the link in the chat?
I did, actually.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and fire up blogs.nvidia.com. So Jensen has addressed it directly now. I don't even have an HDMI cable.
Awesome.
Is the capture card at least here?
Probably not.
Probably not. It is.
Oh.
It is. The capture card is here.
Right, because we used the other one.
The other one, yeah. The better, more better one.
Yeah.
Ow!
Oh, you guys should see what he's doing right now. It's actually kind of impressive, especially after certain last night activities.
After what?
Certain last night activities.
Right, yeah, that was fun.
That was actually a lot of fun.
That was like the most fun that I've had in an empty, abandoned building.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that.
A very long time.
Yeah, although it's not abandoned.
Okay, not abandoned. I guess if we're there, it's not abandoned.
Yeah.
So there's
just
that.
Empty.
All right, let's go ahead and see if my screen sharing is... Wow, look at that. It just worked.
Oh, goodness. Oh, did you know that your Norton requires registration?
Oh, wow. Okay,
you should get on that.
And
your computer is possibly under attack.
For the next 10 minutes on the WAN Show, Linus registering Norton Internet Security.
Oh,
Congratulations.
No. Oh, wow.
You made a great decision. Let's have... Okay, I'm done with this joke. All right.
And it's over.
So here's the letter. So basically, Jensen says, look, we made the 970 as good as we could make it. We think it's a great card. We think you think it's a great card. We screwed up. Won't happen again. We're sorry. So, yeah. One interesting point that we talked about on the WAN Show last week, and I had Luca P messaged me about, was someone was saying that, hold on a second, because that memory on the GTX 970, that last slower 500 megs, is actually not even as fast as system memory. in many cases if you have a quad channel configuration or high speed memory. And I kind of went, oh yeah, good point. But what I didn't think about at the time was that your system memory's ability to work as graphics memory is still going to be limited by PCI Express. So you're still better off having that memory on the card, even if it's slower than your system memory is able to communicate with your CPU, because you're going to be limited by PCIe. So I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I completely...
What do you want, Nick?
I have an HDMI cable. They're just trolling you at this point.
Yeah. They are just trolling you, actually. I'm sorry, Nick. You're being trolled.
No, I'm trying to be helpful.
Not by me.
No, we have an HDMI cable.
We fixed it like a while ago.
Yeah. Like, if people are telling you to get us an HDMI cable, they're, like, trolling you hard.
Yeah. Bye, Nick. Thanks for trying to help, Nick. You're appreciated employee of the company.
The last article was posted by Hitsu1 on the forum, and this one was posted by Cryon on the forum, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up.
Whoa.
There's any number of different sources on this. I mean, everybody is talking about this right now. It broke, about 6 or 7 hours ago that Leonard Nimoy has passed away at 83. He announced his condition about a year ago, attributed it to years of smoking, even though he hasn't smoked in 30 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's honestly, it was really fun. I read a variety of articles. You can't really get... So everyone has a bit of a different spin on sort of his life and what it meant and what he accomplished. And so I found myself just kind of reading for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's actually amazing how people can be kind of crammed into this box. It's like, yeah, he was Spock. Right. He did so much more than just play Spock, whether it was stuff that was well regarded, like voice acting, or stuff that was universally pissed on, like his singing and spoken word.
His singing was great.
So it's just, I don't know, it's really interesting how it takes someone passing away to really have a look at what they meant as an artist and as a human being, and it seems like as much as he got sort of shoehorned into just being Spock forever, he didn't seem to mind it that much. No. I mean, you look at the titles of the autobiographies, you look at someone. Yeah, look at music. Someone left a really good quote that was from him. That was, "I'm not Spock, but if I was going to be anyone but myself, then that's who I would be." Something along those lines. Yeah. So, thought that was really cool. Yeah. I mean, other than...
Honestly, I was never like a huge Trekkie just because we didn't have a ton of TV when I was growing up.
Did you even have a TV?
We usually had a TV. That CRT that I still own,
right?
That was like, I had that TV when I was growing up.
Okay.
Did
you have a service for it?
Not always.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't watch a ton of it. But one thing that really resonates for me with Leonard Nimoy is the narration of Civilization 4.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
So like thousands of hours of my life have been narrated by him.
Right.
And because I liked the narration of that game so much, that's one of the few games of that style that I would never listen to music over top of.
Right.
And like I wouldn't watch Netflix at the same time or anything. I would actually just listen to the narration because I liked it. And like it's part of the reason why I struggle to really go to Civ 5 as much, even though it's like a better game in my opinion with all the expansions. I'll still go back and play Civ 4 sometimes just because I like the narration so much more. So yeah, I don't know, that kind of sucks a lot. I play a lot of Civ, so yeah.
For our next topic, some of you, probably a large number of you, very likely noticed that we posted an Instagram picture last night of our new office space. So I've got a little bit of video that will serve as kind of a teaser for an upcoming ChannelSuperFun video. We're hoping to have this released hopefully sometime next week. So let's go ahead and go over to Linus's screen here. But this is it. This is the new space. This is Burkle being Burkle.
Yeah.
Skateboarding around and yeah, having fun being a construction worker for some reason. He does do things. I'm sure he's talking. I can't hear him. I'm gonna mute that just in case it's like crazy loud or just being obscene or whatever else.
Or
There's
both.
Terran being Terran. These guys are quite the characters. Anyway, so I've had quite a number of people request a new office tour already, and as you can see, there is not a whole lot to tour.
Some people in the chat are already like, "What office?" That's a warehouse.
Yes, that is a warehouse. And that's basically all it does right now.
Yeah.
The sound in there, the acoustics in there,
Super bad.
horrendous.
Yeah.
Just for fun, we Luke, you were the one with the stopwatch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had Burkle dropped his skateboard from like head height, and then Luke timed it for how long it took for the bang to dissipate. How long did it take?
7.5 seconds.
7.5 seconds. That is how much.
So bad.
Yeah. I got people asking, where's the kitchen? Well, the kitchen will not be there.
Well, technically.
There'll be a little, like, kitchenette thing where there's, like, somewhere to warm up your Hot Pockets, but it's not going to be a house, so there isn't going to be
We
a
should
kitchen.
try to get sponsored by Mountain Dew and Hot Pockets. That'd be so epic.
And Doritos?
Yeah.
Just because.
No. Old school. Just
Old
Hot
school.
Pockets.
Just
and
Hot
Mountain
Pockets
Dew.
and Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
So, like, we can't have any of the, like, new, amazing, exciting
Nope.
colors of Mountain Dew. Just
Nope.
classic
Green
crab
Mountain Dew.
juice.
Crap pepperoni Hot Pockets.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Got people asking if the server will still be in the bathroom. No. No, we are going to have...
We should just have like a fake toilet in the server room.
Just put a toilet in the
and
server
like
room.
a bath. Just don't even like plumb them or hook them up. Just like
We should
have
plumb
them
them.
there.
That should be the entire joke, is they should be plumbed. And the water should be on at all times. Just in case.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be pretty fun.
Got people asking about acoustic foam. Yes, we are looking into a lot of different options. I can tell you right now, some of the stuff that's being quoted is like not happening. Like if you guys paid any attention to the Tipstarter campaign, we raised somewhere between around $32,000 to $35,000.
I think so.
Something along those
I can
lines.
check right now.
So for one of the quotes that we got for acoustic treatment of the
36.
ceiling, $36,000. One of the quotes we got for acoustic treatment was $60,000. So so first of all, for those of you who were upset that we crowdfunded helping with the new place, that should put some perspective on the amount of money that we raised and the amount of money that obviously remains for us to pay for ourselves.
Yeah.
But we are not going with that $60,000 option.
expensive.
We've actually gotten a quote on a very similar treatment for way less, like a fraction of that. But it is
Not the same treatment, but yeah.
yeah, basically the same treatment actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like one guy was just like fleecing us as far as I can tell, or trying to.
I think those other dudes are too.
It's like what, a bunch of like computer dudes? Okay, $60,000.
The bathroom movement change.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
they're
sure that's BS.
I think they're being buttheads too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna win some, we're gonna lose some, and at the end of the day, we're gonna have it'll be an office space, kind of where I was standing in that video that you guys saw, and then other than that, it's going to be all room for sets and for filming the stuff that we do now, as well as some of the other cool ideas that we have for the future.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Are we going to tease what we actually did at all?
Oh, I think we should.
Yeah.
Should I find like a clip or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. Like
maybe
don't show
just,
too much, but
maybe just like a drag.
I watched all of it. It's awesome.
Did
all
you?
of it's awesome. Yeah. I don't know how they're going to make this short enough. This is not the drag at all.
Is this gonna have to be like like in separate parts?
Like, honestly,
The lead up, the race.
And the thing is, like, every one of the races, the whole thing is interesting.
Right. All
Oh,
right.
this is the end of one of them. Oh no, it's not. Oh.
Okay, well that's a pretty good moment here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's capture that moment for the live viewers here. Hold on. I don't want to like spoil it. All right. So what would you do if you were, hanging out having a pizza party with a bunch of your coworkers in an empty warehouse? Well, we came up with one idea.
Yeah. Oh, right.
So there's going to be a lot of moments like that. So stay tuned, guys, because this is going to be one heck of a ChannelSuperFun video.
I'm happy you didn't show the part right after that.
Yeah, I know. That would have given away the outcome of that race. No, this is like nail biting. Like we can't reveal anything to you guys. We're not going to tell you who made the semis. We're not going to tell you how it went down because it is like...
Yeah, it was heat based. Like it like came down. There was a losers bracket, and like someone came out of the losers bracket because that's fun and cool way to do things.
Yeah,
and like it was actually pretty intricate. Different styles of races.
I don't know if I can tease this enough. Like it's
yeah.
Do you think this will be better than Connect 4? And
better than Connect? I think so. Personally.
Better than Shot Callers?
I don't know if it'll be better than Shot
Connect
Callers.
4 had some great moments.
It did. But this was epic the entire time. That was one thing that I liked about this. And that's why I said I don't know how you're supposed to cut it down. Because, like, seriously, I watched every single race over again and was, like, enthralled the entire time for every race. Like, I don't know.
You even participated in a lot of the races.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even watching it back was really cool. So, I don't envy the editor. Is basically all I have to say. Because that's going to be difficult.
We'll just do 6 parts. every racing heat can be its own video,
but like 6 subparts.
Yeah.
Part 1, Part 1B.
Yeah.
Part 1C.
Okay.
And then just end it. Like,
there is a reason that we did Scrapyard Wars that way. By the way, Scrapyard Wars, the epic conclusion is coming out in about 31 hours. So hang on to your seats, guys, because it is going to be. I can tell you this. No matter who you were rooting for, and no matter what you expected, you will be surprised.
Probably, yeah.
By the outcome, yeah. And then, so Scrapyard Wars is coming out. Right. So the reason that we numbered it 1A, 1B in the first place is that Scrapyard Wars is very much a long-term plan for us. In fact, we are setting up like a dedicated set in the new building where we're going to have... Is that me? Oops. Where we're going to have tools and we're going to have like a workshop type environment where we're going to be able to do much cooler Scrapyard War or like build log type stuff. We are really, really excited.
Lots of fun. We even have more ideas, which I won't tease too much right now, but like, yeah, that style of content will definitely continue to be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, we had people asking us, hey, are you guys gonna do more of these? Please do more of these. The fact that the first one came out titled 1A, yeah, more of them were already coming. We knew we were onto something. We didn't know it was quite that good.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know it was going to be that huge, but you guys can definitely expect some more, like, really cool, more TV format style content from us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a crazy year, hey?
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. It was kind of weird being in the office last night, because like
you mean the new one?
Going from because I still very vividly remember freezing my ass off in the garage, wearing your winter coat while you worked upstairs benchmarking Titan for a week. Like it's a little different now.
I was legitimately upstairs because there wasn't enough room for me.
No, I know.
I'm not.
Yeah, I wasn't blaming you at all. I'm just saying, like that was an exact scene that I remember.
You know what's funny is I would love to show Burkle. Burkle and Brandon were over at the warehouse with me today.
Yeah.
And I would love to show Burkle the way that I had our white box set up, because like honestly, like they want every set like pointing into a corner. Like the original layout that they gave me was going to take up like the entire thing just for WAN Show, green screen, LTT, and the workshop. And I was just like, that is 4 sets. We have that many sets now in a much smaller space. Let's reconfigure this. So I was like, we set aside places for some of the more permanent stuff. Like WAN Show, we're not going to move it.
No.
We want it to be very like cool looking in the background and like have a kind of a theme to it. The workshop obviously isn't going to move because
we should have people submit ideas for what the background could look like for WAN Show.
We could definitely do that.
Yeah.
We have someone helping us with the designs, and actually she showed us a concept that it's Esther, my wife's sister. from NCIX, yeah. So she showed me some concepts for WAN Show, like with reclaimed wood for one side, and then I think some
like
kind of
tin metal or whatever.
Yeah, like metal or something for the other one, and some pretty cool ideas. Brandon and Burkle were figuring out how to light it.
I had minor comments on that just based on framing, because a lot of the stuff that she showed was actually out of what would have been framing for the show.
Sure.
So we might be able to save money and then invest in better areas.
And check with those guys about exactly where it'll be. But but anyway, so we kind of in between two places where they wanted to put something was this flat wall. And quite wide, 10, 12 feet of flat wall. And I was like, okay, well, why don't we put all the permanent stuff where it goes, and then any empty spaces, we'll kind of classify them as A, B, or C, where A would be prime real estate, optimal, flagship content goes here, and B would be somewhere in between, and C would be the worst. And at this flat wall, they're like, that's a C. I'm like, this is better than anything we have now. And they're just like, yeah, it's a C. Okay then.
Well, fine. Yeah, I think he'd probably have a little bit of an awakening if he saw like the unboxing set in the garage, which was
that?
My desk.
Oh yeah. Where he had to move and stop working whenever I had to film an unboxing, which was fine because at that time we were doing this ghetto dual camera setup feeding into a capture PC, and then we were doing a multicam thing in Premiere in order to cut. So one person was doing B-roll the entire time live, and then the other person was doing A-roll the entire time live. I still think that's a cool concept, and I still think something like that could be really neat, but conventional camera operators would need to check their preconceptions at the door in order to make something like that work.
I personally prefer filming that way. That's why I don't mind filming stuff like SuperFun, is it seems more natural for me.
Right.
The kind of run and gun style, I gotta kind of get in there, makes more sense to me.
The we never learned to do it properly way.
No, exactly. It's not right, but it works, and I can make sure that I have the right thing on camera, and I can make sure that you'll be able to see it once it actually gets blown up and whatnot. But it's not right at all. That's fine.
All right. Speaking of things that are not right at all, actually, this is. I guess it seems fine. This was posted by Clocklow8003 on the forum, and Pebble has the Kickstarter up for the. Oh, for crying out loud! Is that? What is it doing? Something about the audio devices. I think it's the creative driver or something like that on this laptop makes it spaz out every time I switch to it. It gets confused about audio devices. I think I'm just going to remove that that driver.
I usually do anyways, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't see any reason why I need some creative control panel on my computer to make my life more difficult.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, so every time this Sound Blaster thing comes up. Pebble Time! Awesome smartwatch, no compromises, has raised $11 million from 51,000 backers on Kickstarter since it went up. This went up, a couple days ago? Something like that?
Yep.
So it's going to have a color e-paper display this time with the same battery life target. So they figure around 7 days of battery life. So I'll probably get 4 to 5. I'm a bit of a heavy user. It's got a more ergonomic curved design. They've redone the software. So old apps will still work, but the way you access the apps is a little bit different. And the way you access your notifications and messages is a little different. Everything is time-based, which is actually both pretentious and also really cool and logical. It's oh yeah, okay. So you kind of go down to see the future, up to see the past, and then whatever's present is there right now. I'm oh, that actually is a really smart way to see what's coming next and what I just missed and all that kind of stuff.
That actually feels more, how material design is supposed to be kind of papers on your desk?
Yeah.
The future past time based thing actually kind of feels more natural than that.
Absolutely. So 3 colors available exclusively on Kickstarter. I gotta imagine Kickstarter is like throwing a whack of cash at them versus the other way around to run this campaign, because there is absolutely no reason for them to Kickstarter this other than just creating that splash and maybe helping hype Kickstarter. I mean, they say right in their campaign video, compared to last time, yeah, it's pretty much done. All we need is your support. So all they need is orders.
Yeah.
They could have just launched it.
Yeah.
Like they're a pretty big company now. They said they've sold 100 million Pebbles. So even at an average sell price of, let's say, $149, or let's even say $140, that's still going to be $140 million of revenue in the short couple of years that they've existed. They're doing all right over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and get a review unit.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I didn't order one through the Kickstarter. I'm sort of annoyed with them because my last ordering experience was so terrible, and
With Pebble?
yeah,
Yeah.
with Pebble. So I figure this time around, if they want to seed me a unit, I'll review it. If they don't, then forget it.
Right.
Because honestly, it doesn't look that revolutionary. Like, the animations on screen look nicer. They've obviously beefed up the processor. It's a color screen, which is something that I've been asking for a while. That's a big improvement over the previous ones to me.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about the DPI of the screen. Like, I don't know if it's actually going to be higher resolution. Based on that they are promising backwards compatibility with all the existing apps, I would probably guess no, but some of the...
Does this not have like a metal band option?
Not sure. It's possible it'll end up with one. It definitely has replaceable bands.
Yeah.
So actually, that's funny. You can see the thing that we're... Yeah, you can see that my screen sharing is not working again, which is awesome. So let's go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, it's just us on a black screen. There we go. There you go. So you guys can see how easy it is to change it over. It looks like they've changed their charging mechanism yet again. Something that was a real frustration for me with the Pebble Steel, and I understand that they improved it. I just wish they would kind of do it right in the first place at some point here, because it means that I'm getting a new set of charging cables every single time I upgrade my Pebble. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all I really have to say about it.
I still don't think I'm fully ready for a smartwatch.
Really?
I'm still waiting for some more revisions, I think.
Right.
I don't know.
I really like it. I've gotten very accustomed to it.
I think they're getting close, but I'm still waiting for a little bit more.
G-Watch R is my daily driver. Android Wear definitely still has some quirks, but I do really like it.
Yeah.
One bad news about the new Pebble Time, just Pebble in general. And this was posted by, actually the last one was posted by, oh, I already said that. This one was posted by Rafi on the forum.
Rafi.
But Microsoft was in talks with Pebble. Like, one of the things that I personally complained about when I was using Windows Phone for my last attempt to switch to it with the HTC One M9 Windows Phone Edition. One of the things that I called out as specifically a big problem for me was the terrible Pebble support. Like, it could do some things, but like basic stuff like incoming calls was not working. And so we've got a little bit more insight into what happened there. There's a good article on windowscentral.com. Did you post this in the chat already?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and pull this up. Oh. Okay, this is not the right thing. That's frustrating. We have
we've already fixed that. We worked on it today.
Oh, okay.
We fixed it. Won't be like this in future docs.
Okay. All right, so here's the article on windowscentral.com, Pebble, Microsoft, and what could have been with Windows Phone. So Microsoft was in talks with Pebble. Pebble basically said, well, if you guys completely make the app yourselves, then okay. And then Pebble's CEO stepped in when the app was done. So it had been in development for months.
Basically done. It didn't have the store integration yet.
No store integration, but they had a plan to integrate Cortana, which would have been super cool. Pebble Time has a microphone now, so having Cortana support on the wristwatch would have been definitely an improvement over
that would have been nice.
Over the third-party support that Apple and Google are giving to someone like Pebble, especially given that they each have their own smartwatch platforms now. Like, to me, from a business standpoint, I would be looking at the partner that is aligning with me more closely versus just sort of your personal distaste for Microsoft and their mobile OS, which was...
Have we mentioned that he... Yeah, you said he vetoed against it.
Yeah, allegedly the reason.
Yeah, allegedly the reason, so who knows. I don't want to put too much on him, but it is a little frustrating that allegedly the reason is that he has a personal distaste for Microsoft and their mobile OS. And it's like, okay, well, you're not helping things at all.
Yeah. It's not like it can get better. I mean, the biggest complaint that I had about Windows Phone, and a lot of people were upset that I gave it such a negative review, and the negative review had nothing to do with how good of a baseline operating system it is, or how Windows Live tiles are very beautiful and all these things.
Yeah.
It was because as a user trying to do things in my day, it's not useful because the third-party app support is terrible. And I cited specific examples. People are like, well, I don't have a drop cam. I don't care if you have a drop cam. The point is, when I go to the store and I pick something up off a shelf, I would like for it to work without me changing my phone. I'm going to pick a phone platform that I expect to get some kind of support. But with guys like Pebble specifically stonewalling Microsoft, how is that ever going to change? So I feel for the Windows Phone users out there. And actually, I feel for Windows Phone users some more because there was another big blow.
For Windows Phone.
Here it is. Yeah. Got it. Let's go. Do you want to post this one in the chat? So this was posted by Rude, and the article here is from winbeta.org. Please work. Look at that. It's like working all of a sudden. So after Google partnership, Softcard will be shutting down their Android app as well as their Windows Phone app. So Windows Phone already had a contactless pay system. And Google has basically absorbed Softcard, acquiring patents and technologies, and apparently the right to use them at all. So there's no particular date, but there is an official statement that says it will be shutting down.
All wallets will be terminated at some termination date, which will be provided soon, apparently.
Yeah.
Brutal. Windows Phone just got double slapped.
Yep.
Not good. And these are all the problem is that both of these issues are the main issue with the phone. You need more app support, and they just got slammed twice.
And it needs to be just generally more useful.
Yeah.
Speaking of being generally more useful, the HTC One M9 will hopefully be generally more useful than the One M8. Yay! Segues. This was posted by Kuzmins on the forum. And actually, it's a pretty good post. It's got some leaked, what look like official HTC videos. So the
every time, man.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I know, right?
HTC leaks every time.
Yeah, but who doesn't? I mean, there were S6 leaks this week.
I know, but didn't they fire 2 people last time or something?
If I recall correctly, yes.
Yeah, some kid posted them online, and then both of his parents got fired or something.
Something along those lines. I think that's what supposedly happened.
Yeah.
So here, I'm gonna go ahead.
Yay! Hooray!
I wonder if there's a quicker way to do this.
While you're doing that,
do the refresh.
Some people in the chat have figured out what I've done with my shirts, and some people are they don't really get it, but it's black and blue. Get it? Get it? Or wait, is it gold and white? I don't... Do you know?
It's black and blue
Can
or
you tell?
gold and white.
Which one is it?
What are you wearing?
Can you tell what color
Yeah,
it
I
is?
can tell. Jeez.
I don't know. I gotta ask the whole internet. Because, I don't... I don't know. Under a different light? Maybe it's different. Maybe the colors change based on the lighting or the background.
Okay.
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
We should ask the whole internet, see what they think. Maybe post it on Facebook?
I just, the funny thing about, internet meme crap is that I know that if, as soon as stuff like this hits, if we put our entire team in motion making some ridiculous video,
oh yeah,
we could get a ton of views. But I feel like
dirty.
I'd feel like I'd like to believe I'm above that.
Yeah.
Like back when I think the first time I vetoed someone internally wanting to do some meme stupid video was Harlem Shake. And I was just like,
yeah. We did it.
it never saw the light of day.
No, we filmed it, but it never...
We filmed, like, sort of a similar thing.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no. And, you know what? I have a lot of respect for Freddie Wong. But making a video, like, every time about how stupid the thing is still doing it.
Yeah. You're jumping on the exact same hype train. You're just jumping on the other side.
It is the same bandwagon.
Yeah.
And so I saw him do one recently that was kind of like that. And the reason that I thought of this was because I remember back when they did Harlem Shake, they did a thing where someone walked in and shot the person that was doing it or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, so you're doing this more than once. If you do it once, where you're like, yes, we are above this, we're not going to acknowledge this, it's stupid.
Then you're fine.
We should shoot those people.
Yeah.
But
we should go back and find, like, every, like, hardcore major meme in the last 5 years. And do
like, start remaking
one
them all?
video destroying all of them and then just being like, all right, it's out of our system. We'll never do it again.
Or if we are going to start hopping on those bandwagons, then we should do it properly and we should have, like, a channel for it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if we're just going to have a channel that's just like, let's make really stupid videos.
Get like a crazy announcer voice and do it like a movie trailer. Be like, in a world where blue is white and black is gold. I don't remember how it's even supposed to go, but I think the blue is gold. But regardless, how do you tell what people are wearing? How do you color coordinate when there is no such thing?
So, some of you probably noticed I was playing that One M9
Maybe that's what Asus was doing with their golden motherboards. They thought it was blue. They didn't even know. They didn't mean to screw that up. It's supposed to be blue.
Ow.
Just like all their old ones. It was us that was seeing the motherboard improperly. It's a blue motherboard.
Are people egging you on in Twitch chat?
I'm not even looking at Twitch chat. They probably hate me right now. Do it, Luke? I think they're behind a little bit.
Yeah. Alright, so the One M9. The chin bar is still present. It now has a two-tone color scheme. The videos...
Someone better get... yeah, someone's going to do that.
The videos showcase some new features. It's going to come with Sense 7. It has some photo editing stuff. It has custom themes. Just like, okay. One thing that's kind of neat is it has some location-based awareness, so it'll show you different icons and food recommendations depending on the location. I mean, there are aftermarket launchers like AV8 that already do that. It includes an ultra-pixel front camera now for better low light. Apparently, a 20-megapixel rear camera. They've abandoned ultra-pixels there, and they're just going for, yay, back to the megapixel race. They held out for 2 years. That's pretty good. It's blah, blah, blah. Improved boom sound, now with Dolby Surround, and is set to officially unveil at the M9 March 1st press conference. I have not been invited, nor have I been offered a review unit, so I'm not sure if we're doing a review, but what we'll definitely be doing a review of... A lot of people did unboxings of these. I thought it was kind of amusing, but we don't really do unboxings on LTT yet anymore anyway, so I thought I would do it on the WAN Show. So it says start here, for those of you who haven't seen it, and this is pretty cute. So it comes with one of those rebrandable Kingston Data Traveler USB drives that presumably has some press... Oh, hey, a 4 gig. Here you go.
Cool.
Actually useful. So it has...
Is it USB 2? Yeah.
Presumably like a press deck on it or something. And then this is cute. Welcome to the new Moto E press conference. Today we're doing something different. You will probably have enough events and press conferences to sit through next week. I won't, but I'm sure important people do. So we're bringing the launch directly to you. Experience the new Moto E the way... So start with your badge.
Except you didn't go to the conference.
No, there isn't one.
Oh.
Everyone gets this. Hold on.
Oh, so there isn't a conference. Oh, wow.
See?
So this is the conference.
Yeah, so they got the little velvet rope, and then you got something. Yeah, here we go.
What?
There's your seat. And then there's the presenter with the phone and some like features and stuff. And then you open this up. Oops.
Do you have to rip it?
No, not at all.
Oh, that sucks. Wow.
And inside is the Moto E. So this is the new 2nd gen Moto E 149. Specs look pretty good, actually. It's got a quad-core Snapdragon hoop-de-doop, can't remember. 400 sounds right. I'm going to click this thing, and it's hopefully going to take me to the right place. Yeah, Snapdragon 410. It's got a gig of RAM. It's got a 960 by 540 display, 2390 milliamp hour battery. It comes with Android 5.0 Lollipop and supports LTE now. So it's still kind of like it's just on the sort of thick side of kind of feeling a little bit bulky. Also, the fact that actually I don't even think it's thicker than my Droid Turbo. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Not by much,
but it is thicker and it's smaller, so it does make it feel a little bit boxier. But the fact that the materials are less premium, I think, contributes more to the weird feelingness. Although it fits nicely in the hand, so I'll say that about it. 4.5-inch screen, if I haven't said that already. So, guys, I will switch to it now. I've been putting it off because, and I'm sure Motorola won't mind this too much, but because I like my other phone so much that it's hard for me to switch to other ones these days. I just hate switching phones, and it's something I have to do every time I do a review. But I really like the Droid Turbo, and I really don't like not using it. So, yeah, forgive me, Motorola. I will start my review. I will work on it, and then I will review your inexpensive cell phone, and then I will switch back to the other one. I like it better.
I'll review your inexpensive cell phone, and then switch back to your expensive cell phone.
Yep.
That's funny.
All right. Lenovo CTO. Hey, look around. We're not the only ones with crapware infections. This is posted by opcode on the forum. Lenovo, but as of 2 days later, Lenovo promises cleaner, safer PCs. So if you guys haven't been keeping up, I'm going to pull up the Ars article here. Hopefully. Yep, there it is. If you guys haven't been keeping up, there was some adware issues with select Lenovo PCs that were shipped in about Q4 last year. Basically, it allowed it allowed your access to secure websites to not be secure at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this adware app could basically see completely unencrypted information that you were sending to HTTPS secured websites, because it just had this backdoor nonsense that, holy crap, how did this
garbage.
not get caught?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, there's
great
not...
at all.
Is there a whole lot for us to really say about this other than that?
No, there's some cool things that Lenovo is hopefully doing. They said they're going to do, so hopefully they actually follow through. But they're planning on, and like maybe this won't be super helpful for everyone, but it will be super helpful for some people. They're planning on listing all included software on the outside of the box, so you'll know everything that's coming with it, which is not really a thing when you buy laptops.
Yep.
So that is actually a nice change. Part of the problem that might suck with that is places like Best Buy, if you're buying it from there, aren't going to list that.
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
not
not
like
going
you
to see
see
the
the
box. You're not going to see the box until it's at the till. And I don't know if this is a requirement for online retailers to actually list everything. So they might just not list it, because I don't think it's necessarily up to Lenovo what gets listed by the online retailers. So I don't know how much that'll actually change. Hopefully it does.
With that
change
said,
things,
they've
but
also committed to install less bloat on their machines.
less overall, which is great. They're going to give people a 6-month subscription of McAfee.
To anyone who was affected by the Superfish software, it's like,
yay.
thank you.
You could download Flash.
Let me promptly not install that.
And then get a free trial anyways. But everyone unchecks that box, so what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. Just say it.
So this was posted by CommandMan7 on the forum.
The last one was posted by Opcode. Did we see that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
So this is also an Ars Technica post here. Intel forges ahead to 10 nanometer, will move away from silicon at 7 nanometers.
This is super exciting.
Yeah, so they're trying to keep up with Moore's law. I mean, he did work for Intel, so it's like kind of, Intel, kind of started this thing, so it's kind of up to them to keep it going. So they're looking at new materials, they're looking at 3D packaging, so potentially stacking dies on top of each other, like we've seen happen with NAND flash quite recently.
Yep.
I'm not really sure what else there really is for us to say,
It's
about
exciting,
this.
though. because a lot of people have been talking about hitting the wall for a really long time. So they're doing what we have been saying for a long time, which is change your game up.
And the thing is that people that are not Intel have been saying, oh, we're reaching, this is a hard wall. We're coming up against a wall. Intel is saying, no, this is just a silicon wall. We'll find a new wall.
We'll change the game up.
Make
we'll
our
start
own
stacking
wall.
things. We'll start
blackjack.
Kind of stacking things 2.5D or whatever. Or we'll change materials or we'll do something else. Very cool.
So they're trying all kinds of different stuff. They're looking into indium gallium arsenide as a replacement, but they're trying all kinds of other stuff. Graphene, gallium nitride, carbon nanotubes. I mean, that's a material that everyone and their dog was talking about carbon nanotubes like 5 years ago. And like, what has become of it?
We're still talking about it.
I know we're still talking about it.
The problem is creating, not a ton of it's being used for necessarily this yet, I guess, but the problem is creating large structures with it is very, very difficult.
Yep, so I'm excited to see all that talk about all the potential that carbon nanotubes have. I'm excited to see that actually turn into something that I can own and hold.
That's a big problem right now.
Yep. So their planned
glass
indium
batteries.
gallium arsenide transistor is 22 nanometers in length, which might not sound that impressive, but, it's going to... Remember, they've had all this time to work on silicon.
Yeah, they need more like research and development time, essentially, so they can get used to working with it and whatnot. Then they can improve upon it from there.
So indium gallium arsenide's ability to conduct electrons is about 5 times better than silicon.
Boom.
Material is already widely used in fiber optic applications and in radar systems. They're also looking into not only 3D packaging, but also 2.5D packaging, where separate dies are placed side by side on an interposer. All kinds of new and exciting stuff. I am.
This is super cool.
I hope that we see like performance kits. On some level, I have to believe that Intel still does want to improve single-threaded performance. So if we had a new material that somehow allowed much greater clock speeds, they would give it to us. So I'm just going to kind of throw that out there.
But silicon's been a big issue for that for a long time. So I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Yep, and it's not like it's just Intel talking about it. NVIDIA's talking about how, it's basically we're optimizing for heat output and power consumption, and performance is improving, and we're going to do that too. But we're trying to go. I think part of the problem is they've had to backtrack so much. For so long, it was megahertz race and CUDA core race, and just the race to these ginormous hot power consuming chips, and it's taking a while to dial things back to more sane levels. Because I can tell you, in an office like here where we're running more than one computer more than a couple hours a day, it definitely helps to have more power efficient machines, even if that's not exciting on a benchmark score.
And even if you might necessarily not be paying for your power. Someone made a blue and black HTC M9 very poorly, but they made it.
Wow.
Oh, what? Oh,
Well,
it's a
golden,
GIF.
golden white.
Oh, it's a GIF.
Yeah, it changes.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
So anyway, now seems like a good opportunity to thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
So let's start with hold on. I'm sure I want to start with something. Let's start with XSplit. Yeah, we're big fans of XSplit around here. So it's funny. I had some people say on our last XSplit spot. So hold on a second. What's the difference between us going to xsplit.com and downloading the free broadcasting software versus going to xsplit.com/Linus and downloading the free broadcasting software? Nothing. It's still free.
Go to the /Linus one though.
Yeah. You want to use the Linus URL.
This is the URL you were looking for.
Exactly, thank you. So basically, for those of you who aren't aware of what XSplit is, it's what powers our show. It allows us to do things like, oh, wow, look at this.
Whoa.
Wow, whoa, we changed our lower third. Holy crap, there was a transition. It allows us to, manually select our bit rate, change up what servers we're broadcasting to, change up what audio source we're pulling in from, because the default on the computer was a freaking webcam today, and the entire Twitch chat exploded. Rah, bad audio. Well, that was user error. I apologize to anyone from XSplit who's watching this right now for the bad quality of the beginning of this stream. It had nothing to do with you guys. I had the wrong microphone selected. So we should talk a little bit about the capabilities. So they powered countless live streams and recordings around the world. They've got a very powerful, very robust piece of software. I don't think we've had XSplit outright crash on us in well over a year. Like it's been
a while.
It's been extremely stable for a very long time, and we absolutely love it. We both use it whenever we game stream, and we both use it whenever we WAN show because we do that together. So that would be both of us using it. If you're into game streaming, by the way, Gamecaster allows you to change some of your stuff through an on-screen display rather than relying on tabbing out of the game. Also, the new XSplit V2, so their latest revision, has much better game detection than they had previously, to the point where instead of manually selecting a game and telling it to cast it, I mean, you've found that it's been able to stream games that aren't even on their list, right?
I have games that are like early beta, not released. I got a game code from the developers games and it's auto detecting those properly, which like I understand how it's doing that, but it's nice because you don't have to have all these crazy scenes set up and stuff. You just have one and you just move your webcam to a non-annoying place for the game and then you're done.
Yeah, I also like how flexible it is. Like I'm even able to stream, like there's some pretty broken stuff about streaming X-Wing. I don't know if you know this, but I'm on like a 1440p display.
Yeah.
And the way that X-Bling, the way X-Wing
flying like a G thing
launches is like if this is your screen, it does like a Fako full screen thing where the game is actually running like here. But it's like full screen, so I use XSplit to capture like that screen region, and then it like captures it fine. But it has a lot of flexibility.
That's great.
Speaking of a lot of flexibility, Luke will be heading to PAX East. We're sponsored by HyperX and Phantom Glass, and I guess I should probably actually have the thing up there. Is that next weekend?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
You don't know that?
When do you leave?
Thursday.
Wow.
Yep. I didn't think about that until today.
Wow. Okay, so those two videos.
Yep.
Okay, you need to film those early in the week.
Yeah.
And then we need to do like part 1 of Hardpipe before you go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. Next week just got harder.
Oh, I guess I just spoiled something.
Is Hardpipe?
Yes, thank you.
Harder?
I just spoiled something. We are going to be doing a hardpipe tubing water-cooled build log, so this will be similar to mineral oil. It's going to be the first time for both of us.
Yep.
At least that's what we're telling each other.
It's our first time.
It's our first time. It's a lot.
It's harder.
It's harder. So we are going to be doing that. We're probably going to be doing it in multiple parts because neither of us have done it before. There's going to be a fair bit of trial and error.
Yep.
But we're just
adventure. We're
just kind of hoping to have some fun with it and take you guys along for the ride.
Hopefully Lee Harrington doesn't just like rip us apart because it's terrible.
Oh, I'm sure he will because we're gonna make like every mistake. I guarantee you, Darth Beavis, Richard Suros is gonna have like Facebook messages in my inbox, like half a dozen of them for every video. Like, yo, dog,
That was terrible, man.
I told you, man. I'm gonna coach you on how to do this.
I was just gonna say, and he's gonna be like, I could have helped you.
No, he actually straight up offered. But I just want it to be a voyage of discovery. So you and I are just gonna go for gold.
All right.
So
we're gonna study his videos. Yeah. Or no?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna do our best, and then like on camera, if we can't figure out, we'll resort to.
Do we have like a lot of extra tubing?
Looking up, yeah, we do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Primo Chill sent us a bunch of stuff. So, so guys, check out our PAX East coverage next weekend. It's powered by HyperX.
Yep.
As usual, our call out for HyperX is going to be to check out their YouTube channel. So it's youtube.com/HyperX. It's actually youtube.com/Kingston HyperX if you want to get to it a little bit more reliably. But they dropped the Kingston out of the branding, so you know how YouTube channels have an actual straight URL and then they have a vanity URL. So usually youtube.com/HyperX works, but I've had problems with it sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, I've had when I was linking people to subscribe it in annotations, it wouldn't work.
Weird.
So when you're doing the annotations, make sure you do /Kingston HyperX.
Okay.
Or it might not work.
Yeah, because I always call out /HyperX because it's always worked for me.
Yeah. So it's just one of those quirky things about good old YouTube that we love so much. Yeah. All right, so our last sponsor today is Massdrop. So we have /WAN Show, and you and I each get to do a live unboxing today.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know this was coming.
You want to go first?
Sure.
While I talk about what Massdrop is.
Sure.
So Massdrop is basically they're kind of like a deal curator. So they work with the community to find the deals that the community wants. They then work with the manufacturers and distributors to get the best possible pricing. And then the more people commit to buy, the lower the price goes. I actually Massdrop is I tweeted this earlier this week. They're my least favorite sponsor because they sponsor us. And then they take my money right back.
Oh.
Yeah, I bought a Zoom audio recorder on Massdrop the other night. It's like, well, there goes $230, but I saved like $100.
Yeah.
And we've needed one of those realistically for like 2 years, so it's like, fine.
I bought blueprints.
Stop using Brandon's.
Of like some pretty cool stuff that you can use in posters. And
so they've got lots of keyboards and lots of just random stuff, and that's what we have today. We have a couple of sort of random things to show you. So what on earth is this?
This is a monoprice speaker.
A monoprice speaker.
Yeah, in like the craziest packaging.
You got this,
There we
bro.
go. It like comes apart. Yeah. Anyways.
I'm gonna start opening the ostrich.
It looks
pillow.
like a little spaceship. So it sits like this, but it like looks like a spaceship capsule. I don't know. I like that. Open.
This thing is ridiculous.
Why can you open? Whoa!
What does it do? Oh, that's cool.
And then you can close it. So you can be like, do you want to drop the bass? No, I want to turn it up. Turn it up?
Yeah, I get it. It doesn't make it good. Well, I have a feeling. I have a feeling mine is going to be just as fun as yours.
It has a little attached cable in the bottom, so you can plug it into your phone or whatever.
This has reversible colors, and this one is midnight gray. This is the ostrich pillow.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So basically, it's for travelers. Okay, it's by Studio Banana Things. So I already like the name of their company.
Banana Things.
And share your napping images and dreams. It doesn't really come with instructions. 95% rayon, 5% elastomere. There's like a label on it that under penalty of law, not to be removed except by the customer.
Oh.
So I guess I can take that off.
Yeah.
And then basically it's got like a drawstring here, so you can tighten it up.
Choke someone out with it.
And then, yeah.
In a nice way.
And then you put it on your head.
Wow.
Over your eyes. And then, don't do that. Ow. I just snapped myself in the head.
Comfortable at all.
And then basically, the idea
really
is,
comfortable.
this is a pillow, so you just
There you go.
lay on the side of the bus or like
Yeah.
your neighbor on the airplane.
That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty decent. Because there's quite a few times where I've tried to use like my bag, and it's just not great because there'll be a book or a laptop. And then there's always like that little bit of light that is just super annoying.
I wonder if you could turn it around and lay on it backwards. Ow, I got my earphone in, so that was a terrible thing that just happened, but that's not too shabby. I kind of wish it wasn't full of those little, those little styrene balls. Because I find those make me really, really warm.
Oh, okay.
But, like, this concept is very, very cool. Oh,
Some people might like the warm.
I know. So that's a very much a your mileage may vary thing right there.
Yeah.
But it's reversible.
That's cool.
So there you go. Massdrop. They have things.
So you can rock out at a beach party with your portable turn it up speaker.
I'm not sure if this is beach party grade.
You can rock out at your small beach party with two people.
Your miniature your mouse beach party.
And then when you're tired and going home because you're old like Linus, you can sleep on the bus. Done. Massdrop provides everything.
Oh, check this out.
What?
Okay, it's a done deal. The order has been placed. Our phase change integrated case is arriving sometime next week.
The amount of people that have been asking for this on the forum for like a year.
The amount of people that have been asking me to cover phase change in some meaningful way since the very beginning of Linus Tech Tips is like crazy. So for those of you who don't know, phase change cooling has been around for pretty much as long as computer enthusiasts have known that running your CPU at lower temperatures makes it overclock higher.
Yeah.
And what it pretty much amounts to is an air conditioner. It has a hot side and a cold side. So it's got a condenser and an evaporator. And if you take the evaporator and instead of having like a gigantic fin array and then a big old fan on it that blows cool air into the room while the condenser blows hot air to the outside, you have the condenser just blow hot air into your room, which hopefully is air conditioned, and then you have the evaporator just be a little thing that sits directly on your CPU. So we're talking like -10, -20. Some multi-stage units can even do much, much lower temperatures than that, CPU temps. So we just worked with Little Devil, or I think they go by LD Cooling. So we just worked with LD Cooling. They weren't able to like sample us a unit or anything, but they were able to give us a significant discount. So we can use, can I help you? Oh, thank you. So we can use their Lee case with an integrated phase change cooler in the basement, all white for our whiteout build guide.
What? I didn't know it was for the whiteout build guide.
All white. So we're going to have that Sabranco limited edition motherboard, the Hall of Fame 980 card. We're going to have a Sub-Zero CPU with like white sleeving on the... Yeah. Oh, this thing's going to be sick.
That's going to be awesome.
This will be the fastest machine we've ever built. Well, maybe not quite, because we're only putting one graphics card in it. But like,
the fastest CPU
we could just put more graphics cards in it. This will be the fastest we'll be able to CPU things up ever. So I'm excited.
Dirt 3 machine.
The best Dirt 3 machine. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Apple bought Camel Audio. This was posted by Prastupak. Original article here is from Mac Rumors. Can I help you?
Here. That eyebrow. There you go. I thought I got what the Twitch chat was yelling at me about, but apparently it was on your eyebrow, so there you go.
So they make music plugins and effects. Do you want to go ahead and post this? Or you're already on it?
Sure,
Never mind.
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. There's some speculation that they're planning to use their technology to make GarageBand better. There's some speculation that it just has, more to do with Apple just getting deeper and deeper into audio. So through the acquisition of Beats. So maybe they're planning to like relaunch Beats' music streaming service with some kind of technology here or something. So,
a lot of it's just assumptions at this point in time. They acquired the company. What they're going to use them for, we don't really know.
We have a quote, actually, on that. Apple buys smaller technology companies from time to time, and we generally do not discuss our purpose or plans.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, okay then. Thanks, Apple.
Thanks. Yeah.
I think any of those guesses are pretty good. Mercedes chief laughs at Apple's rumored self-driving electric car. This was posted by Victoria's Secret on the forum. So our original article here is from motoring.com.au. And basically the statement was something along the lines of, if Mercedes announced that they were building a phone, would Apple be shaking in their boots? No. And for that reason, we are also not concerned about Apple trying to become an automaker. Apple's not accustomed to the low margins in the automotive space. Blippity bloopity bloppity. What I kind of have to say about that is don't get caught with your pants down.
I was just going to say, that's the wrong company to spit at when they're trying to do something. It's just I don't know. That's silly. Also, they're electronic cars. It's a very different space.
Yeah, it's a budding, brand new space, not an established, 100-year-old business the way that internal combustion engine cars are. And they've
been making electric cars for a long time, but the people actually buying hordes of them is a very new thing.
Yeah, no, the technology is not that new. Just like the internal combustion engine wasn't new when someone put it in a car.
Yep.
But it's happening now.
Yeah.
The business is changing very, very rapidly. It's in its infancy right now. So
I don't know. Just reading this, I was like, dude.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. Maybe Mercedes doesn't have to worry because Mercedes will probably still sell cars, but Like, if Apple fully does get into that... And, like, there is interesting statements in here where we don't actually know what the goal is of Apple getting into cars. They might just be doing it to understand more. Yes, people are right about that. Who knows? We don't actually have official statement from them. But I would not be surprised at all if they were trying to make a car, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was awesome.
So here's kind of a funny thing. Blah, blah, blah. Cars, this is from the article. Cars cost a lot to develop, and Apple runs at a 25% return on investment, while an exceptional ROI for a car company would be 10%. So considering that income imbalance... I'm going to just guess, Zetchi was clearly bemused by the concept of Apple becoming a car manufacturer. Right. So can I point you at Apple owning, what was it? Something like 80+% of all the profits in the smartphone space?
Yeah.
In spite of their not even number one market share? Can I point you at that? People have demonstrated time and time again that they're willing to pay more for an Apple product. Yeah. And to ask people to pay a mere 15% more is well within the realm of the possible.
Yeah.
Can you think about that? So on a car purchase, let's say your car is, let's say it's $40,000. So like entry
15%
level...
15% is often within like the haggling price at a lot of dealerships.
Mind you, Apple won't haggle.
No, but I'm
so
saying...
there's
yeah,
that.
I'm just saying, like, that's... Yeah.
So let's say $40,000 would be kind of like the entry level for like a pretty nice vehicle. Sort of. That's about what Tesla's aiming for with their upcoming affordable one, like 35-ish, something along those lines. Yeah. If Apple asked for, $4,800... You don't think they would win anyone over? You're spending $40,000 already. You might spend an extra $7,500, $8,000. They might have a champagne gold finish on it. I think you're basically an idiot to not think that Apple can get another 15% out of a customer. So there's that.
People are mad at you because they're saying it's 15% more on a car, not a phone, so it is a much bigger dollar value. He knows that.
I just said that.
And people are also mad at you because they're saying it's 15% more than a Mercedes. He also knows that.
Yeah, I know that too. I mean, 15% more on an iPhone is 15% more than a Galaxy, which is also, a luxury, flagship smartphone. That doesn't change the fact that people are going to give Apple more of their money. That's just how it is. I don't. Okay, throwing that out there.
An extra $100 or $200 is a lot easier to get than an extra couple $1,000s, but you're also making much different style of investments, and you'd be saving in different ways and possibly getting loans and stuff like that.
That's right. And remember the way that automakers sell cars is with that monthly number.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're talking $229 a month versus $249 a month.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It doesn't sound that bad when you hear it at that scale.
That's right, and that's going to be your 48-month or 60-month financing or whatever the case may be. I don't think even Apple has enough hubris to imagine that people are just going to plunk down cash for their cars every time they buy them. They're going to have financing options available. They're going to be attractive. Look at the way Apple's been building relationships with the banks. You think they're not going to be able to figure out a way to make that happen? I think they will.
Yeah.
So, watch out, guys. Watch out. YouTube. This was originally posted by Overlord, and our article here is from Engadget. Wall Street Journal. YouTube isn't making money, even with 1 billion viewers.
Oh, God.
Is that Nick again?
I don't know.
Someone was at the door.
Is it locked?
No? We only lock it when we're doing other things in here. Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem.
No.
So, despite Gangnam Style having over 2 billion views, hosting countless other viral clips, and netting over 1 billion users per month, YouTube can't seem to turn a profit. How's that? Well, blah-blah-blah, there's a lot of infrastructure costs, blah-blah-blah, a lot of YouTubers are circumventing the 45% YouTube tax by selling their own advertising. Also, it's hard to sell, and this is one of the big reasons why we are actually looking into Vessel as a video platform. Google has a hard time selling ads at reasonable CPMs for online video. So, without giving you guys exact numbers that will be sort of helpful to you, but I'm going to try and be helpful to you without giving away anything that I'm not allowed to say as part of my agreement with YouTube. Looking at what someone like Vessel is claiming they can accomplish by offering curated content, so just from creators that they hand select, and from having what they're hoping, I guess, more similar to broadcast TV, is a more diverse audience. So one of the big problems for YouTube, according to the article, is that, 9% of viewers make up 85% of the traffic?
Yeah.
Which is horrendous. I mean, an advertiser is not going to pay as much for that versus more unique impressions. So Vessel, let's just say multiple times higher CPMs. So that could be anywhere from, is 2 technically a multiple? I think so. So anywhere from 2 to more than 2. Let's just say that much. I don't want to say any more than I can. I think that's pretty safe. So being able to offer much higher, being able to sell ads at very low CPMs means that even though YouTube has to show you, the viewer, a lot of ads and has algorithms on the back end that optimize how many ads they're showing you without fatiguing you as a viewer to the point where you just quit your browsing session, even with that, thanks to the very low CPMs, they're not able to turn a profit, and that's where competing video platforms may have an opportunity to take a crack at them. But of course, the sheer audience size of YouTube is still going to make it a very attractive platform for content creators. And while we are very interested in Vessel, if you haven't heard of it, these guys reached out to us about a month ago, and pretty much the way it works is your content would be on Vessel and also on YouTube, but it would go up to Vessel first. So they've actually got some very, very significant, just from the thumbnails back here, you guys should recognize some very familiar faces. So yeah, it could be a pretty interesting year. So we are definitely considering moving, maybe not all channels, but at least some of our content over to Vessel. And so YouTube will still get the release, but it might get it anywhere from, I think, 3 days to a week is what content creators are typically doing.
Yeah.
I guess this is also a good opportunity to talk about some of the changes that YouTube's made recently that are generating maybe not a ton, but at least some animosity from their content creators. So YouTube is kind of going, hey, those ads that you guys are selling yourselves, that's really going to affect the way that we're going to be able to monetize our content, because our algorithms for how many ads people are watching and how that affects their viewing experience, hey, those don't work if we're not controlling the ad placement. So we need you guys going through the proper channels to do your advertising. I have a note from Ghost. Maybe I should explain what CPM means. That's how many dollars are you're selling for per 1,000 views, cost per mil, not million, mil, like 1,000.
Yeah.
So blah blah blah. Right. So they don't want content creators baking in their own ads, but from our side, looking at what a typical video CPM would be, what we get through something like AdSense is not even close to comparable and would not help us sustain our business. And we don't have access as creators to tools where we could, how a pre-roll will run across a video, whether it's Nike or McDonald's or whatever else. We don't have access to fill those slots ourselves. Like, we don't have the dashboard that would let us sell our own ads and then populate those spots. So the only options we have are to bake things into the content. So basically, for the longest time, it's been kind of Wild West. Content creators have been able to largely do whatever they wanted, even though a lot of what people have done is technically against the rules. No one's ever really cracked down on it. And so now all of a sudden they're taking that capability away from us, which means that we have to find over the next little while some new creative ways to make sure that, I don't have to lay off all of my staff and stop making YouTube videos and get a job flipping burgers in order to keep the lights on and keep this whole operation going. So I sympathize with YouTube, and I totally understand the reason they have to do this. Clean, ad-free content is much easier to sell ads against when you so that you're not overwhelming the viewer. But the flip side of that is they haven't given us the tools, and they haven't given us the capability to sell our own ads at reasonable CPMs, and they haven't provided the CPMs that we need to keep growing our operation on the road. So there's a bit of a trust gap, I would say, on my side anyway, where YouTube doesn't work with me directly at all. No. I know a lot of creators my size or even significantly smaller where YouTube is in communication with them. But other than a blog post that I did back in 2010, I want to say, about finding your niche, and it was on like the creators blog or whatever the equivalent was back then, I have never heard from YouTube except when I've reached out like, hey, I never got my silver subscriber plaque. Could I get that? And like stuff like that.
Super not helpful, actually.
Or, hey, my channel got hijacked. Can you take a month to get it back to me? That'd be great. Thanks. Like that kind of thing. So
super not helpful at all.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like so they have some ideas. They're hoping that their music key and some other ideas can help turn a profit through YouTube. I think there's a lot of potential to create, like a premium YouTube where people pay a monthly subscription or pay whatever for ad-free access, for example. And I mean, maybe this is a precursor to that. Yeah. That's why they need to remove the ads that are baked into the content so people don't complain, hey, I'm paying for this premium YouTube access, I'm still seeing ads. So creating a better user experience, all that stuff. Like, totally get why they're doing it. It just means that we're going to have to look for other creative ways to make sure that our business doesn't suffer and, my employees and children continue to eat and all that stuff in the meantime. So expect to see, us try out potentially, other video services like Vessel. Expect to see us, have more merch available in the next little bit. Expect to see us pushing the whole changing your Amazon link to one with our affiliate code thing over the next little bit. There's going to be some new ideas we're rolling out on the forum to make the community a little bit more fun to participate in, as well as see if we can drive a little bit more revenue there, because I don't know if a lot of you know this, but Google actually cut off our AdSense on the forum a couple of months ago. It has been generating zero revenue for a couple months, other than our contributors, who are just, for contributors, we don't have a lot of perks for them. They just contribute out of the goodness of their hearts and to support us, and that's the only thing keeping the site going and contributing to the time that we spend on it behind the scenes as well. So
most of the times outside of hours.
And so yeah, we just we're gonna need some new ideas.
We do have cool stuff coming.
I've
been saying that for a little while, but it's actually very close.
Yeah.
I don't know. One last thing, because we're getting kind of over time by a bit. If you scroll down a fair amount, I want to show you something. It's at the end of the main.
Can I just mention this Dying Light thing?
Yeah.
Okay, posted by Nine Shadow.
You got to show the
Yeah. There's a Dying Light edition for £250,000 that comes with a zombie-proof shelter. You also get to go hang out with the devs and a bunch of other stuff.
And they let you win.
Custom-built zombie-proof shelter provided by Tiger Log Cabins. People thought it was a joke. Is not a joke.
It's like the whoa.
You get your face in the game. Only one My Apocalypse edition will be sold, and it's available exclusively through the UK retailer Game. Unbelievable. Ooh. Okay, we can move on to the next thing.
It's kind of like the Saints Row thing.
Yeah.
Where they sold the car or whatever. Okay, so scroll a lot of the way down. It's just before it's right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Seattle Police Bodycam. Do you want to start talking about it? I don't know anything about this.
Okay, so I don't know a ton about it. It was one of my buddies sent it to me way earlier today, and I've had a few tweets and stuff about it. But apparently the Seattle PD actually has a YouTube channel for their body cam footage.
No way.
I was bringing up. It's now there. It's actually been a lot easier for them to handle. They have some new method where it used to take them about 60 minutes to properly blur out everything in the shots and whatnot for a minute of footage. And now they can do it a lot faster. I don't know exactly where the spec is for that, but they can do it way faster. There's an example video in here of some of their footage. So they're now actually using YouTube. So yeah, you'll see like you can see a lot of what's going on, to be completely honest, but you'll see like when it kind of peers up at people, it blurs them out a little bit and stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that's like purposely blurred out.
Huh.
But you can kind of see what's going on. So it's a proper body cam. And then yeah, when it kind of points up, it blurs out a lot, and then once it comes back down, it lessens the blur by quite a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there you go. You came up with the solution that I totally said was ridiculous and shouldn't be a viable solution.
It probably shouldn't be.
It probably shouldn't be.
But, whatever. Apparently it took half a day to process 4 hours of raw video, which is a lot better than 60 minutes for 1 minute.
You know what what kind of baffles me is that there isn't a tool for just, like, seriously, can someone come up with this? YouTube, while I'm, complaining about you not giving creators tools, why isn't there a way for us to blur something out after the fact?
Yeah.
Like, really, why isn't there just a tool for, like, in real time while we're watching a video, we just have, like, a blur brush, and, like, we just hold down and, like, move around according to the video to blur something. Like, that seems like the kind of thing that
it should have, like, obviously been a thing for years.
Like, the blurring tools that are built into programs like Premiere and Vegas are all, like, this keyframe based complete stupidity that takes so long compared to, like, if I just had, like, a mouse scroll wheel and that changed the size dynamically, so I could just play the video at, like, half speed or something, and then I could just, like, change the size and follow something around on screen to blur it. That would solve 99%
and then
of
have it add, like, 5 seconds before and 5 seconds afterwards so that your delayed click gets taken care of.
Like, it is unbelievable to me that tools like that don't exist.
Done.
The Apple Watch event is announced for March the 9th. This was posted by Overlord on the forum. Tim Cook has some pretty bold statements to make about the Apple Watch in general. Something along the lines of, it will replace your wallet, it will replace your car keys, it will do important things that make you happy. My response to that is maybe the 3rd gen one will, because that 1st gen one is a gigantic turd if it's only going to have, like, 4 hours of screen time. So spring forward is the announcement. Select media have been invited. Of course, we have not. Oh. Is our camera working?
That would be a pretty convenient time to stop the stream.
Okay.
All right. Outro.
Well, hold on. Let's just see if there's anything else that we should be talking about.
You're sharing right now.
Yeah, that's fine. So this is cool. 60% on a 9 to 5 Mac readers poll. So out of 3,100 people are not satisfied with current gen iPhone battery life and want Apple to thicken the next iPhone to improve battery life. I agree with them 100%. I don't understand why we need why we compromise on a camera bump.
Yeah.
But we won't compromise on just making it a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
That was posted by Opcode. This is interesting. Intel will rebrand the Atom processor to X3, X5, and X7. Because they didn't have enough overlap with BMW's naming already.
Yeah, seriously.
So, yay!
They should just get it over with and become one company already.
So can you guys just, sleep together?
Just go get a room so that this stops being awkward for everyone else. Thank you.
Google's new AI has already learned how to crush us at 49 games.
Wow.
So this was...
Without being actually a gaming AI.
Posted by Rohith Kumar SP. So this is sort of similar to the conversation that Luke and I had a little while ago about how...
all I could figure out how to do was identify the idea of cat, which is actually really impressive. But...
Which is actually kind of a big deal and was actually a pretty old experiment by the time that he was saying that.
Yeah.
So what was it? How many games? Like 29 of them?
49.
Hold on. No, there were a significant 29 games. It surpassed the performance of expert humans and outperformed the best known algorithmic methods for completing games in 43 instances.
Yeah, out of 49 games total.
So the AI just kind of spent all its time playing old arcade games and learned how to play them.
It's not a gaming specific AI. It's an AI built to try to find better ways to do things in general, and just a really easy way to do that is to throw Atari 2600 games at it, because they're very formulaic.
Yeah, so what's cool, so they gave they automatically rewarded the AI with like a treat for passing levels and getting high scores, in the same way that you'll get you'll get a chemical rush whenever you feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pretty freaking cool.
So here was the machine's strategy when it first got its hands on Breakout.
Yeah, this is actually pretty sick once it gets a little bit further in.
I don't think it goes any further in. It's just showing us...
Oh, I've seen a different GIF then.
Yeah. So it's just showing us like it didn't really know what to do at first. But if you give it a reward every time it scores or beats a level, then it figures out how to do better.
Like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to do this. And then, oh, okay, I can do this faster or better or whatever. Yeah.
Fascinating. All right, so thank you guys. Oh, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you guys very much for tuning into the WAN Show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Thanks to our sponsors, HyperX, Massdrop, and XSplit. And we will see you guys again next time.
Bye. You gotta play the outro thing.
I will.
Oh. There it goes. Oh,
wait,
not
hold
really.
on.
There it goes.
Apparently there's no sound. Do 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 do. Oh, I know what the problem is. Oh, I just figured out exactly what the problem is.
What?
Yeah, I think I just have to select a different
So the audio devices on this thing just went completely haywire.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's try it. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. So
Just reload the scene. There you go.
I can't hear it anymore, but I bet they can.
Hello.
We're still broadcasting today.
How's it going? Yeah, this is like the actual show. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, there's sound. So
Oh
okay.
yeah, we fixed the sound.
Yeah, we fixed the sound on the outro.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.